What's happening, everybody? It's Matt. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I wanted to speak with you guys a little bit about what's going on right now with Coinbase and their stock, because this is very rough for anybody that is interested in crypto. And despite all of that, the market has actually been chugging along somewhat. The crypto market is not doing very badly at all, especially compared to where it was in the past month. So in today's video, we're going to break all of that down and dive into what at least I believe is going on right now with Coinbase's stock. So the first thing and the major thing that I wanted to show you guys here, obviously with what is going on right now with Coinbase, is the fact that the stock right now at this very moment is down 21%. And this is after a report that it is facing an SEC probe. And you guys can see here, this is not looking very good for Coinbase. So the idea here is that platform is essentially allowing people to trade unregistered securities. That is at least the sort of accusation that the SEC here is making. So this was before and after a separate sort of charge from an ex-Coinbase product manager that said there was insider trading going on. And again, whether or not these things are, it's really hard to say. What really matters is how this will affect the entire market. So this did cause them to crash around 21% on Tuesday, which has been definitely below 75% value this year. So 3/4 of what Coinbase was worth at the beginning of this year, it is no longer worth. And again, that is very depressing for someone that might be holding on to Coinbase stock. But again, folks, I think we knew if you are planning on buying stock in crypto, just buy the crypto, guys. Don't buy stock in Coinbase. I never did, and the reason why I don't, because it just isn't worth it. You are betting on a centralized company. Betting on a centralized company is never a good idea when you have a decentralized asset here, Bitcoin, which you could easily buy, and let's be honest, is the safest out of just about any crypto out there. So buying Bitcoin as opposed to buying Coinbase stock is just such a no-brainer in my opinion. So continuing here with what they have said here on CNBC, they say that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is scrutinizing whether the company illegitimately let users trade digital assets that haven't been registered as securities. So this is sort of the SEC's obsession with whether or not something is a security, but the idea here, they're saying that 9 of the 25 tokens allegedly traded in sort of this insider trading scheme, they are alleging 9 of the 25 tokens in question were securities, they're saying. And really, in order for something to be a security, it has to meet the definition of a security, which obviously is different than the definition of like a normal crypto asset or whatnot. But the main thing with securities that you guys may note, even in history with, say, NFTs, is that in order for something to be a security, it has to fit a series of qualifications that definitely is different than just a regular crypto or a regular asset that you might be buying. And this was a very large issue with NFTs in the past, because NFTs were wanting to pay out royalties. They were seeking to pay people money for holding on to their NFT. This happened probably 6 months ago, and the main issue is that made the NFT technically a security in the eyes of some, and that is why royalties were canceled on a lot of NFTs, causing the floors to drop and a whole disaster. So definitely difficult to see, in my opinion, whether or not, these assets actually did comprise securities or not. And even so, is it really the SEC's place to do this? I don't know. I don't think anybody was really losing sleep about whether or not something was technically a security, but ultimately, if the SEC thinks it will have ramifications for crypto and everything else. So in regards to the crypto market, this hasn't really affected it at all. If anything, this almost looks like a catalyst for a bull market, if anything here, as strangely as that might seem. Ethereum here over at 1,700, Bitcoin at 24,000. So definitely chugging along here over the past month. Again, definitely seeing some gains here from some of the lower points here, 19,000, 18,000. So definitely a nice recovery here on the end of Bitcoin. But again, sad news again for Coinbase, because ARK just dumped 1.4 million Coinbase shares. So ARK is an ETF, and if you don't know what an ETF is, that means it's an exchange traded fund. So what you are doing when you are buying an ETF like ARK is you are telling them that go ahead, invest for me. I will take a percentage, a very, very small share of all the other shares of the stocks you buy. So a lot of people buy ETFs because they feel like they're safe for long term, and unfortunately, ETFs haven't been doing all that great with the major stock market, being down like it is. But when you look at something like ARK that is, supposed to be safe, at least on the safer end, that just, sees Coinbase and goes, yeah, I'm out. They don't want to hold on to this anymore, given the fact they're being probed by the SEC. So ARK here offloaded more than 1 million shares of the stock Tuesday on the heels of a Bloomberg report indicating Coinbase is facing an investigation by the SEC. Again, whether or not, you are trading assets on there that technically should be registered as securities. And when they register something as a security, it is held to a whole different set of standards and legal ramifications. So a lot of times a project or a coin will not want to register as a security because of the headaches that come along with it. So you guys see Coinbase here at $62 right now. But if we look at the year, here is Coinbase compared to ARK. And the interesting thing is that Coinbase is down a little bit more, but for a while their trajectory was somewhat parallel, which I find to be very, very interesting as well. So they have a whole trajectory for the year and it was somewhat parallel. So I do find that to be pretty interesting. So the news adds to existing regulatory scrutiny plaguing the company after a separate charge from U.S. prosecutors in Manhattan last week against a former product manager happened over alleged insider trading. Again, that is a whole other controversy, but ARK is like, yeah, we're dumping $75 million worth based on that last closing price, which is absolutely unreal. But I mean, hey, if they see this as being a problem, then they're going to want to hop out of this. And, they really don't have any obligation to be loyal to Coinbase because they want to invest in stocks that will make their stockholders money. And they feel that right now, Coinbase sitting here at $53 a share, it's just a little too risky for them to stay into. So they had purchased that at nearly $255 per share. That's probably what a lot of other people purchase Coinbase at, and again, that is a rough fall. That is a very, very rough decline, and they probably don't want to keep reaping those losses. So they did load up on Shopify after, which was probably a good investment for them, but I'd imagine Coinbase would be relatively upset seeing news like that. So hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. Let me know down below in the comments, guys, did you have any Coinbase? Is this something that you found concerning? Again, I never bought the stock because I just never felt like buying Coinbase would be ideal when it's a centralized asset. Why not buy the decentralized asset like Bitcoin? So that has always been my philosophy on that, but I'm very, very curious to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments. Again, glad to be back on this channel, guys. It's been a very long time, but I truly am happy to be here with you talking about all of this, and definitely will be back into Shiba Inu and all of that here in the near future as well on the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. My name is Matt. See you guys on the next one. Peace.